Hope so.
And we're live.
Okay. We'll convene the meeting of the Haverford Township Zoning Hearing Board of Thursday, May 20th, 2021. Present on this Zoom meeting are Bill Rhodes, a voting member, Ed McGarvey, a voting member, Jessica Vitale, a voting member, Jesse Poynton, a voting member, Lucas Clark, our solicitor, Arlene LaRosa. Arlene usually doesn't get the intro. Our court reporter extraordinaire, and my name is Robert Kane, and I'm a voting member. We have one continued case on the agenda this evening and two new cases. Before we begin those, Bill, do you have a flag at your home? Or?
I don't, but is there anyone, Kelly, I don't think it's visible in the Township Commissioner's room, right?
But
it is not.
So will you lead us in the pledge, Bill?
Sure. Please rise and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Thank you. The continued case is case Z21-12, Dana B. Hall, owner of 701 Haverford Road, Haverford, PA, DC folio number 2205003500. And I won't read the rest of the description into that case. We received a request from the township attorney, actually, right, Cal? And by stipulation, the applicant, they've agreed to requested to continue this case. So this case will be continued to our June 17th hearing. The first new case this evening is Z21-17, Joseph and Kelly Hoban, owners of 231 Fairland Avenue, Havertown, PA, DC folio number 2209-0081700, who seek a variance from the provisions of section 182-711B1 to construct an 18-foot by 24-foot rear addition that would encroach into the required 10-foot separation between an accessory structure and the main building by 14 feet and 3 feet from an additional accessory structure. Property is on R5 and located in the first ward. Joseph and Kelly, where are you guys? Okay.
How are you?
Hi.
Oh, good, how are you? So you submitted some exhibits to the township. They're pre-marked, and we have them. I'm going to identify them for you from your exhibit list, but I want you to confirm that I've correctly described your exhibits before we proceed. So we have exhibit A1, which is your variance application and acknowledgement form. A2, which is your deed. A3, which is a letter of denial from the Codes Department dated February 24, 2021. A4, which is a site plan. There are also some letters that you submitted or emails from neighbors. So we'll mark those consecutively. A5 will be the letter from, or question actually, from John Slater, 232 Walnut Hill Lane. A6 will be email from Gloria Downs, 234 Fairland. A7 will be email from Jay and Debbie Quinn, or a letter, 232 Fairland. A8, email or letter from Patrick and Jennifer Lacey, 225 Fairland. And A9, also a letter from Joellen and Don Patterson, 235 Fairland. So, is that an accurate description of what your exhibits are?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So before we begin, I'll swear you in. Who's going to be the primary speaker?
I guess I'll be the speaker.
Okay. Now, is Kelly going to also speak?
Yes.
I guess.
I'm asking because I need to swear you in. So I'll swear Kelly in first. Okay. Please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
And your full name and address for the record, please.
Kelly Hoban, 231 Fairland Avenue, Havertown, PA, 19083.
Okay. Now you, Joe. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
And your full name and address for the record, even though it seems redundant?
Joseph Hoban, 231 Fairland Avenue, Haverford Township, Pennsylvania.
Joe, can you turn your volume up a little bit?
It's up.
All right, thank you. Okay, now that we've got the preliminaries out of the way, please tell us a little bit about what you would like to do and why.
Okay, yeah. Me and Kelly, we've been here almost 15 years at this current property. First got here, we just got married. We now have 4 children. Oldest is 14, the youngest is 5. Currently, it's a 3-bedroom Cape Cod with 1 bathroom. So what we're looking to do is add a family room on the bottom and doing a master bedroom on the top with another bathroom. Kind of make it a little bit easier with, right now we got 2 teenagers right now and us, and the definitely need for an additional bathroom. So we got some plans drawn up. We filed for the building permit, then we found out about the 10-foot separation. We've decided to build off the back because we thought that was the most logical, because we do have a pool on the left of us, and we do have room on the side where a driveway comes up if you look at the plot plan. But our house is actually tilted and not parallel to the street. So I feel like if we use that, I think we have 18 feet. If we did use that, it would be, you would really notice when we get to the neighbor's house, which is Don and Joel and Patterson, because they're about 8 feet off the property line, how crooked the house is, you know, so that's why we were proposing to build off the back for that addition.
Okay. Okay. Questions, Bill?
Sorry, I had to unmute. I guess the structures in the back of the property, obviously one's a garage. Is that currently used as a garage?
Yes.
And what are the other 2 structures? Is one a pool-like house?
Yeah, the one is a pool shed. That's the 8x12 or 8x14 with the overhang. The 12x12 is just our storage shed, mostly kids' bikes, things like that. Sports equipment.
Okay. And the plan is to leave all those in place?
Correct.
Okay. And based on the Exhibit A4, it would appear that the closest distance that I can see depicted here is a line from the 12x12 structure, let's call it the northeast corner, to the rear wall of the proposed addition. And is that correct? Is that the closest interaction between existing buildings and the new addition?
Yes.
And that is depicted as 12 feet on the plan, right?
Correct.
Yes.
And that was measured by whom? By you or a surveyor or something?
Yeah, surveyor. Yep.
Okay. And what is the topography of that 12 feet gap? Is it level or is it?
Yeah, it's fairly, yep, it's level.
Okay. And then which direction generally does your property slope? Or is it all flat?
Towards the pool.
So it would slope, I would guess the highest point would be west and then the lowest point would be east.
Okay. And are you aware of the question posed by one of your neighbors?
No.
Yeah, you are?
No, I'm not. No.
Okay. So one of your neighbors raised a question. They live at 232 Walnut Hill Lane, I'm sorry. And they're not necessarily opposing or supporting you. They were just asking a question whether how you might control the runoff of your addition. And it's a topic that we always try to address here too. How will you control the rainwater that would otherwise might have seeped into the ground there, but now you'll have a roof?
Yeah, I spoke to John this morning about, so obviously the property, he's in the rear, it would slope towards the pool area. But I told John that we would do a catch basin and underground. It wouldn't be dumping onto the surface itself.
Okay. So
codes, the building codes.
So Joe, you would use gutters and downspouts and direct the water from the roof into,
crushed stone, correct.
And where it would retain the water for a period of time, and then and have you done any tests to see, the water absorption rate there? Some places in the township it's very slow, others it's fine.
No, we have not done any tests yet for that.
Do you know where you would think about putting that? I know it's not depicted on the map.
Yeah, so it would be on the pool side is where the downspout would be, on that side for the addition, wrapping around. Okay. Because that, like I said, the property's sloping that direction. So
yeah, and so you would use some sort of catchment basin between the house and the pool, or beyond the pool?
It would be like kind of by the deck, the deck area itself. It would be in that corner up there.
Okay, so sort of the rear southeast corner of the house, but before is that a concrete apron around the pool that's depicted?
Yes, it is. Yep.
Okay, so somewhere between the addition and the concrete apron?
Correct.
Okay, I'll hand it over to some others. I may want to come back and talk a little bit more, ask some more questions, depending on what other people want about the nature of that catchment basin. That would be something that, would you be okay, for instance, if we conditioned an approval on, someone from the township, an engineer who looked at that to make sure that what you were going to do would work for stormwater runoff?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Mr. Chairman, I don't have any other questions at this time. Thank you.
Okay. Ed McGargy.
Yeah, just let me clear. I'm not sure what a catchment basin is. Are you thinking about an infiltration basin that would be underground, or a rain garden, or just a retention biofiltration structure?
Yeah, that's what I suggested to John, because John was concerned about just dumping a downspout onto the soil itself.
So like a rain garden.
Yeah, so he didn't want to make sure anything that went into his property. So that's why I said we could do an underground drainage with a catch basin, which would be fabric dug up to put with stone, and we will run underground pipes into that, from our downspouts.
So I'm hearing two different things. It sounds like you're going to have an underground seepage bed.
Correct.
Okay, so it's not going to be above ground. And then the outlet for that structure, do you have a plan for an outlet and where that would be directed?
No, we don't have anything drawn up yet for that.
Okay, but
it was just a suggestion that I brought up with
John. No, it would certainly work and help if the ground, even if the ground wasn't infiltrating, just as long as you could pipe it over and take it to the area and drain over that 68 feet of grass you have there. Mm-hmm. That would help the infiltration a lot. So just that process, whether or not it infiltrated at all. Okay, I have no other questions. Other than the fact that the reason you're here is because there is a 10-foot line that goes straight across the back of your property, and you're close to at the garage and your pool shed, right? Closer than 10 feet to that imaginary.
I think it's the middle structure is what.
No, the middle structure I think is okay.
The garage. The back corner of the addition was near the garage.
guess. And,
Yeah, I think you're right, Ed. It's the garage, and it's the 10-foot separation from the proposed addition to the accessory structure. So
there you go.
But there is 10 foot of separation. It's just not horizontally when lined up. There's not 10 feet. But
so there's no access issues that you could see from your property. There's nothing, no fences or anything in between the garage, the shed, or the pool shed.
There is a fence to the pool
right
shed.
where that arrow is.
Yeah.
Where you're putting that red arrow, there's a 6-foot fence.
To enclose your pool.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
okay. Jesse?
So thank you. So your testimony was that it's a 2-story addition, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Can you approximate the height and the type of roof that it'll have?
Yeah, so what we're going to do is the bottom, we were doing an 18 by 24. We have a Cape Cod. And on the pool side, it's over a 12-12 pitch. It's about a 14-12 sloped. It's a Westgate Colonial Cape. So what we were going to do was, there's 2 dormers on that side. We were going to do a dormer on the 2nd story. So the upstairs square feet is probably going to be more like 13 by 18, something like that. That's where our bedroom and bathroom was going to be. You know, to kind of keep aesthetically what the house looks like. We want to make sure that we married all the roof lines together, and obviously it'd be the same height as the existing structure is now.
And the gutters, could you walk us along which of the dimensions, the 18 and the 24, will have the guttering?
So we're going to have, just how the house is now, we have a gutter coming down the 12 by 20, the original house.
Mm-hmm.
The 12 by 20, there's not the slope of the roof. It's actually our gable walls in the back, so there's no gutter on that side. But the addition itself will have a gutter on both sides of that 18 feet.
And so then you said that the downspout would be on the pool side, but then it sounds like you'll also have to have a downspout on the opposite, the garage side, the driveway side as well, right?
Correct.
That'll go underground and plumb over. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. Down underground into the basin. Yep.
And I'm assuming due to the amount of property you have, we're not anywhere near any kind of coverage issues. Is that right, Kelly? No impervious or building coverage issues here?
No, definitely not. No,
okay. I just wanted to make that super clear for the record. Yes. And then what are the general heights of the outbuildings, the garage and the other 2 structures?
The garage, it's probably about 13 feet tall. It's 12 foot wide. It's 14 feet with the overhangs, you could say, the roof line. But it is a steep roof, but again, the span's only 12 feet there. So it's probably about 13 feet tall.
Okay.
The shed's a little small. The shed's smaller. The shed's probably about 10.
Okay. And the reason that this 10-foot exists is, if you're not aware, is to get, so in case there was an emergency and you needed to get fire or, other emergency services back there, do you feel strongly that, there would be ample access all around for any emergency services that might need to get back in your backyard?
I do, yeah. The big question was if the parallel line they're running with the 10 feet separation is off the rear property line, but if it was actually off of the proposed addition parallel with my building, I would almost make it I would definitely make it off the shed, which is the middle structure, and it might just kind of go into the garage. So we still have 20 feet between the addition and the garage. It's just the way the house is situated on the lot, coming off the rear property line with that 10 feet, it makes it a lot different there.
And if we were to put a 10-foot radius from any point, that we would have that 10-foot clearance, is that right?
Correct. Yeah, it's the closest is 12, right. And then from the addition to the corner of the garage is 20. So
I don't have any other questions. Thank you.
Jessica.
All my questions have been asked.
As have mine.
Hey, Bob, can I ask one follow-up question? Where the addition is going, is there currently a patio or a deck there?
There is a deck on the left corner, which is 12 by 16.
Okay. And 12 by 16. So if we go back to the, so this would, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get back to my image. So 12 by 16. So this will be 6 feet further back, but it's going to be shifted then to the east from where your deck is currently. Is that right? Okay.
Correct.
And that means that although it would extend further from the house by being further to the towards the pool, you're still maintaining 12 feet minimum, but currently you'd achieve actually a wider gap between the current garage and the house than you have between the current garage and your current deck or patio?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. That's all I have, Bob. Thank you.
Anybody else? Ed, Jesse?
Yeah, I'm sorry, the deck is that also new proposed then to replace the old deck?
No, we're going to be tearing that down. That'll be coming down.
No, sorry, the 12 by 20 deck shown on the plan, that's a new proposed work?
No, that's existing.
Oh, it is, but that's okay. But you're taking that off. Okay.
No. There's a deck on the rear of the building now.
Okay.
12 by 16 that will be coming down for the addition. That's all.
Okay. And then the 12 by 20 deck is existing currently and will remain.
It will stay, correct.
Okay. I have no other questions.
All right.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Kelly or Joe, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's
before we close it? Okay. With that, I'll ask if there's anyone present at this meeting who received certified mail that wants to testify. Regular mail, any other residents of Haverford Township? With that, we'll close the record on this case and a decision will be rendered either later this evening. In the event we're not able to reach a decision later this evening, a decision would be rendered at our next regularly scheduled meeting on June 3rd. Okay. Our next case is case Z21-18, John and Irma Mcewen, owners of 6 Foster Avenue, Havertown, PA, DC folio number 2202-003180, who seek a variance from the provisions of section 182-811B1 to construct a deck that would extend into the required 10-foot separation between the accessory structure and main building by 6 feet. Property is on R4 and located in the 8th ward. So do we have John and Irma?
Yes.
Hello. And are you both going to speak tonight?
Oh, he swears both in case Irma has something she wants to say.
Okay, Irma, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
And your full name and address for the record, please.
Blanche Mcewen, 6 Foster Avenue.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Irma Blanche Mcewen, 6 Foster Avenue, Haverford Township.
Okay, and John, please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And your full name and address, please, for the record.
John Douglas Mcewen, 6 Foster Avenue, Havertown, PA.
Okay. Now, just as you heard me do in the prior case, I have a list of exhibits that you submitted to the township. This is your exhibit list. I'll identify your exhibits and read the brief description that is on the exhibit list. And I just ask at the end that you either correct, if I make any mistakes, correct me, or confirm that it's an accurate description if they're accurate. A1, is your variance application and acknowledgement form. A2 is your deed. A3 is the letter of denial you received from Haverford Township dated March 30, 2021. A4 is the building permit application dated March 29, 2021. A5 is the site plan and coverage calculations from Shavu Custom Contracting, LLC. A6 is the building plan, also from Shavu Custom Contracting, LLC. A7, signed proposal dated 3/30/21. A8, PHHIC license and insurance certificates. So, John, is that an accurate description of your exhibits?
Yes. Contractor's name is Chavis.
Chavis.
Yeah.
Chavis, tomato.
Exactly. And he's present actually on the meeting.
Oh, where are you? Oh, sorry about that, Colin. That's why we go by first name so often, because we don't want to butcher the last name. Okay. So, Colin, are you also going to testify tonight? If you speak to us, it's considered testimony. So, if the answer is yes, I need to swear you in. I see you muted yourself. But I'll ask you. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
And your full name and the capacity in which you appear this evening.
My full name is Colin Chavis, and just here as the contractor for John.
Okay.
Yeah, here to answer any questions I can.
That's good. And I phonetically spelled your last name, so I won't butcher it again. Okay, so John and Irma, why don't you tell us, whoever's the primary spokesperson, a little bit about what you would like to do and why.
Okay, well, we'd like to build a deck on the back of our house. We have a small landing outside the door, which we have to replace anyway. It's too old. We've lived here since 1976, and we've wanted to put something back there, but with the pandemic, we've realized the need for some outdoor space that we can enjoy, where you can be separated from people and so forth. So so that's why we wanted the deck, and also it would allow us to. We're both 74. Will allow us to step out there without going up and down steps. Getting important to us. So the part of the deck would extend past that 10-foot line, but it would be more than 10 feet away from the existing garage. The garage is a stone wall garage. It's our property slopes upward, well, actually from the street up to the back. We have 17 steps to get to our front door. Yeah, and the back, the garage is built into the slope. So there's at least five feet of the back of the garage is underground. And so there's no way to move that. The house was built in about 1920.
Okay, so you got this is the first time this has ever happened with two consecutive cases that relate to separation of properties. So right. You know precisely what questions you're going to be asked. So, but I never usurp my board members. I save my questions to last. We'll go in reverse order. So Jessica.
Hey, you mentioned that you had 17 steps in the front of your house. Yes. Do you tend to use the rear entrance more to get in and out of the house?
I use the front entrance. I park on the street. My wife parks up at the top of the drive and uses the rear entrance.
Okay.
We use it for loading groceries.
Right. You said you have a concrete landing there now. Does that have any steps? I'm assuming that has steps from the house.
It's not concrete.
You're talking in the back of the house?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There's two steps up to a wooden.
Okay.
uncovered open porch.
Okay. And then the plan of the proposed deck, it has the stairs coming down to a concrete landing pad. I just wanted to confirm that that is level with your driveway.
Oh, yes, it is.
It is, okay. And what is the height of the deck off the ground?
Well, the back door is about 33 inches up, so it would be approximately 33 inches.
Okay. And you intend to put a railing around it?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Railing on all sides, yeah.
Okay, I don't have any other questions.
Okay. Jesse.
Sorry about that. Would you say that the proposed deck is the smallest size that you would find useful and worth the effort?
Exactly, yeah. What we have now is 7 feet deep, and it's only good for approaching the door. It's not, you can't put chairs out on it or anything. So.
Right. Yes, I noticed that the plan has it's straight, and then it has an angle, and then it becomes straight again. Is the portion the smaller dimension is I'm sorry, is that dimension given? It looks like it's 8. Is that 8 feet?
Yes, that's 8 feet. Mm-hmm.
And so, is it fair to say that if it was an 8 foot by 18 foot deck, you would not be able to use? Yeah, sorry, thank you. I'm referring actually to, if we go to one more, next exhibit.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it. So if it were, would it comply if it was only the 8 foot deep dimension?
Oh, sure. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, there's the 10 foot. Okay, but you would not be able to actually use it in the way that you hope to use it. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And you plan to have, typical patio furniture and a grill, perhaps?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And do you have any plans for any other utilities on the deck?
There's lighting on the posts, and there are outlets on the posts. Okay. 3 of the posts.
Would you do like any kind of permanent propane or gas for the grill or anything like that?
No permanent, no.
Okay, so just temporary tanks or portable tanks. Okay. I don't have any other questions. Thank you.
Ed.
Yeah, the only question I have is, how did you arrive at this shape of your deck?
Well, we started out with a rectangular deck that was 14 by 14, and then we were turned down for that. And so we were trying to develop a design that would be in compliance. We thought the 10 foot was just anywhere from the garage. And so we were turned down because we learned that the 10 foot goes across the property. So that's...
Okay, that's what I speculated. I have no other questions.
Okay, Bill?
So I just want to make sure. So on this exhibit A6, the concrete landing pad, is that existing or?
No, that would be put in.
That would be put in, okay. And how tall above grade would that concrete pad sit, or is that at grade?
It'd be flush with the...
Flush with grade, okay. And then it looks like there's 2 steps up to your wooden platform, which I assume is that directly in front of that platform is your rear door, is that correct?
No, the rear door is actually, see where it says existing dwelling?
Yeah.
Door is over there.
It's over there, okay. And so this, but this platform and the 2 steps, this would be how you would access onto the deck or into the house from the garage. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's actually a large storage shed because you could get a cart in there, but you wouldn't be able to open the doors.
Right. We hear that a lot. And have you taken a measurement? I guess maybe it's on the prior exhibit. So where this radius that you drew, which is very helpful, so thank you. That 10 foot radius, it looks like it just catches the front corner of that concrete pad. Is that right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But that concrete pad there is at grade, you just said, right? So, and are you planning to put a gate up between the garage and the concrete pad, or the corner of the staircase there?
No. There's a
okay. And do you understand one of the reasons or why this rule is in effect? It's to allow safety vehicles to access the back of your property if there were a bad fire.
It was a previous case, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so, if we were willing to give you the variance, would it be okay that you would agree not to obstruct that space?
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right. I don't have any other questions. Well, actually, I should take it back. We should ask this deck. It's a wooden deck, right? So it's not a sealed surface or anything?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
John or Irma, is there anything else you would like to add?
Not on our end, no. But if there are any other questions.
With that, I will ask, does the board have any other questions?
No.
No? Okay, I'll ask if there's any present that received certified mail that wishes to testify. Thanks, Cal. Regular mail that wishes to testify. Any other residents of Haverford Township? Colin, we butchered your name for nothing. So with that, we'll close the record on this case, and a decision will either be rendered later this evening, and if not later this evening, then at our next regularly scheduled meeting on June 3rd. With that, Cal, would you put us into a private meeting room with Luke, and we'll get anybody's legal questions answered, and then we'll come back and do the decisions.
Okay, so we leave the meeting.
Guys, we'll see you shortly.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we'll resume the meeting of the Haverford Township Zoning Hearing Board of Thursday, May 20, 2021. We heard two cases earlier this evening. With respect to case Z21-17, Joseph and Kelly Hoban, owners of 231 Fairlamb Avenue, and I won't read the rest of the description into the record unless someone has a specific request. Bill Rhodes, are you prepared to vote?
I am.
Jessica, are you prepared to vote?
I am.
Jesse, are you prepared?
I am.
Ed, are you prepared to vote?
Yes.
So am I. Ed McGarty, would you please take that decision?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I vote to approve the required variance with the following conditions. Number one, stormwater management shall include piping of all new downspouts to an underground infiltration basin that will not discharge in a manner that will exasperate runoff to the neighboring properties. Number two, a 10-foot radius separation between the new addition and all structures shall be maintained. 3, to be constructed in accordance with the notes of testimony. And 4, and be completed within 1 year of final approval.
Okay. Bill?
I agree.
Jessica?
I agree.
Jesse?
I agree.
And so do I. That application is approved with those conditions, 5-0. Good luck.
Thank you.
Our next case is Z21-18, John and Irma Mcewen, owners of 6 Foster Avenue. I won't read the rest of the description into the record unless someone specifically requests it. But with respect to this case, Jessica, are you prepared to vote?
I am.
Jesse, are you prepared to vote?
Yes, I am.
Ed, are you prepared?
Yes, sir.
And so am I. Bill, are you prepared to vote?
I am.
Would you please take this decision?
Sure. With respect to case C21-18, I would vote to grant the variance requested subject to the following conditions. First, the applicant shall install the concrete slab at the bottom of the steps of the proposed deck such that the surface is flush with the existing grade. Second, the applicant shall maintain at least a 10-foot separation at all times between the new deck and stairs on the one hand and the garage on the other. Three, the applicant shall not install any fencing or other obstructions between the garage and the new deck and stairs. There shall be no utilities installed on the deck other than electric lights and outlets. There shall be, I guess 5, there shall be no roof or walls installed on the deck except railings. And 6, the project shall be completed within 1 year of the date hereof in accordance with the notes of testimony.
Okay, Jessica?
I agree.
Jesse?
I agree.
Ed?
I concur.
And so do I. That application is approved with those conditions, 5-0. Okay. Good luck with your projects.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you, Colin. Next time you're talking. All right. Do we have any other business that needs to be taken care of? No? All right, then we will adjourn. Good seeing everybody. Hopefully we'll be meeting live. If not next time, the time after that. So
Looking forward to it.
see
Yeah.
you guys then.
Good night.
All right.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.